Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm meadsyreplays. Welcome back to some Hold My Beer. Today we have two replays for you. We have a T22 and we have a WZ113. Now the T22, it's been a while actually since I've showed a T22 OP replay. I used to get so many. Obviously the tank is OP as it is, and the amount of T22 8,000 damage plus replays that I've been sent in the past was literally like, it was one of the most replays videos that I would get sent of the T22. But it's been a while since we've shown a T22, so we're going to show one right here on Mayan Ruins. Now, as I've said, the T22 is an OP tank in the right hand. If you don't know how to play the T22, then it's not going to be as OP. Of course, you can get the bounces for a medium tank. You can get the bounces. It's got pretty much a heavy armor profile. Kind of like, say, like an IS-7. It's got the pike nose, and because it's Russian, it's very, very, very troll. Of course, if you try and angle in the tank, you will be exposing the front plate, the pike nose, which will become weaker. However, if you can side scrape, sort of even reverse side scraping in the tank, then you will pick up some bounces. It has the DPM of the T62 and the Object 140 and everything like Leopard 1, all them. It has that DPM as well as the armor profile. So it's a really, really good tank. Wargaming never really sell the tank. I think they've only ever sold the tank for gold once, and that was on Boxing Day, or that was Christmas Day, and they sold it for literally, it was on sale for about 24 hours, and that was it, which for 20k gold. And I know a lot of people don't go on the game on Christmas Day or Boxing Day because it's family time, etc. But if you was able to pick this tank up for 20,000 gold, you've got yourself a bargain. So we're going to watch the rest of this replay here from Addicts. And as I've said, he's done well. He does well in the tank. It's a 4 versus 5 at the moment, but he's managed to get himself behind. He managed to clear sort of the medium route, and now he's just trying to focus on these heavies. Obviously, you've got the M5 Yo there. Good tank to get rid of, especially if he has the double shell or the 2 shell 450 alpha. Getting rid of him is an absolute must, and he does have that, but he does manage to get the bounce. So 4.3k damage now, but it is now a 3 versus 4. But he's 3 on his team have quite a bit of hit points left. That was a little bit of a push there from the 113. Not the 113's fault. He tried getting out there. He's trying to go for a different route round. Instead of going with the tanks, he is trying to flank around to get rid of this Emil. The Jag Tiger is there. He's still got plenty of hit points for now, but that will change, and we do manage to clear the Emil 2 there. And now it is a point. Where do you go? It's a 2 versus 3. There's 2 tanks to the right, and there is the E75 in the middle there. So of course he is going to go for the E75. He is isolated on his own at the moment, and of course that is where his WZ113 is going as well. And he's always looking around, you know, he's always looking around thinking, okay, as long as I'm hid from the other 2 tanks, then I don't mind taking a shot or 2 from this E75, because going for this E75 is an absolute must, because that is the same tank that the WZ113 will be going for. And you can see he is trying to side scrape, and he does it just right, and he does get the bounces. He does get penned once, but he's also getting them bounces. So 760 block damage so far with 5.9k damage, and there goes his WZ113. He is now going to clear this Jag Tiger. Hopefully he clears him without getting shot, but unfortunately for him, right at the last second there, he does get shot. So now he is a potential 1 clip to this T57, which is a shame, because even though the T57, he's still got enough hit points, but he can clear him. He can clear him with just 3 shells. If he would be able to clear him, or if he would be able to take the 3 shells and still have hit points left, that would be a much better situation for him. And as you can see there, that was 1, and he's definitely now a 2 shot. So he has to bounce a shot. He really has to bounce a shot. If he can bounce a shot from this guy, he will be able to clear him. With his DPM, he will be able to clear this T57 whilst he is on a big sort of 20 odd second reload. So he is going to try and go from distance, and he needs to get this first shot in. Really, he has to get this first shot in, which will make it a little bit more comfortable. But obviously him running away, he does get shot from the T57 earlier, but with him running away, the T57 is now actually, if he decided to reload all 3 shells, then he can actually afford to bounce one of these shots. So I didn't think he was going to run away. I thought he was going to stay close and try and bait a shot or try and get the bounce, but instead he gives it time. At least now he knows where exactly this T57 is, so he can come from whatever direction he wants. He can either go to the right here, he can go to the middle, he can do what he wants. So you can see he's trying to aim there, and he is going to go into this this little section in the near the bush, and he will be able to open him and hopefully get a shot off before the T57 can shoot him. So there he goes, he's not looking, and he does manage to get the shot without the T57 looking. But of course now he needs to bounce 2 shells. There's 1 bounce. Is he going to try and bait a shot? He needs to bait a shot with just 1 minute left to go. He is trying to side scrape, and is he going to bait a shot? He's not even going to shoot, so maybe he's reloading, I don't know. But he has now got the T57 down to a 1 shot. Now the T57 has repositioned himself, so he is kind of difficult to get. Now I thought he would have reset his camo, then come from this direction, but he's just going to rush in. The T57's not even looking, and he does manage to get the kill. So a very nice carry there, 6 kills, 1160 blocked damage, and he ends on 7,996 damage. If this guy's never got 8k damage before, I would be so frustrated at that. Like 4 damage away from 8k, if you've never hit 8k, that is just hard to take. Next up, we are watching the WZ113. As we know, the WZ113 is the highest DPM heavy in tier 10, and we are watching Christo driving this. So he's gone to the left side. Now looking at the enemy, it's pretty much equal. The enemy have 5 heavies, his team only has 4, but his team does have a nice big Death Star as a little bit of protection for these heavies, whereas the enemy team doesn't have any TDs whatsoever. So he is going to play very far forward. I actually love going into this position of the map in a heavy with a turret. It is absolutely a great position, and something like for the WZ113, it is quite low to the ground as well, so even if you come out sideways, it is a very difficult pen for them to hit the side of your tank. They can really only see the turret. So this position here I absolutely love. Of course, if the enemy start coming behind you, it's not so good of a position, and unfortunately for him, he was only able to get sort of 800 damage in that position. Now he is pushing forward. He has the AMX to his left, and he has the IS-8 to his right. I believe the AMX is on a reload, which is why he is backing up, and he is able now to take that shot, but he needs to try and not get himself into a situation where he has the IS-8 in front of him and the AMX 50B coming from the side of him. So he is backing up just out of harm's way from both of these guys, and now whilst the IS-8 is not looking at him, he can get these shots off, and now the AMX is gone, that just makes it a little bit easier for him, and he can just focus on this 1 tank. Of course, it's great DPM. It still has the armor profile. The armor profile is still pretty decent on this tank. Of course, the turret is better, and it's all about the DPM. You need to try and avoid medium tanks or light tanks coming behind you, because the traverse on this tank actually really does suck. So try and not get caught out in the open whilst you're in the WZ113. It is literally all this tank is about the DPM. The turret is very nice as well, of course, but it literally is all about that DPM. So you need to try and use that DPM as best as you can. And sitting back while all these tanks are going for a super heavy with hit points, he's now able to farm a little bit of damage whilst clearing some tanks as well. And just as he clears the Super Conqueror, these 2 guys are here, and he's just gonna go back behind these logs and just to get into a little bit of a safer position. So 4,300 damage now. It's good that these 2 tanks are actually splitting up. If they would push together, then he would not last very long with only 1200 hit points, but his team is to the right side. So he's just had a look at that, and he's actually in a good situation. So if this Kromwagen pushes, then he's going to have another 2 tanks to deal with. So he's in a very, very good position at the moment. He's keeping these tanks spotted, and they're not able to push because of the other 2 tanks on his team. So very, very good at the moment. Not sure where the other tank is currently, not sure if he's AFK, but now you can see that E75 has started pushing. There's another guy behind him here, and this would actually be a perfect time to rush these guys and push the Kromwagen, especially if he is on a reload. Now that E5 is coming in, I love this play. He's seen the E5 push forward, so he's not letting the E5 push on his own. He is pushing with him, and hopefully they go for the same target, but the E5 is not looking at the same target, and because of that, he's now a one-shot, and he's actually going to die. But they do manage to take out that Kromwagen. So that was actually very, very good push there into that Kromwagen. They pushed together, or he waited for his team to push, and he pushed the exact same time as his team have. Now the E75 is trying to push. Not a good idea for the E75 when you're a one-shot. At least sit behind these guys, wait for the FE to shoot, and then you can poke out and get that shot. But there goes the E5. The E75 still hasn't learnt, and he's also going to die very soon as well. But they do manage to clear the FV4002, and now it just leaves the T57. Now the T57 has just shot. We don't know if he's on a reload. I'm guessing he is on a reload. That is why he's backing up. Obviously he could be baiting. I love the old bait, like pretending you're on a reload, or pushing so they make you think you've reloaded, but you're actually you're still reloading. It's actually a good tactic. Now if he's lucky, he can actually take all 3 shells from this T57 heavy, unless he high rolls or sets him on fire now, but he does manage to get a bounce. So now is perfect. He can actually just rush this guy. He has the DPM. As I've said, the DPM is great, and now this T57 is on a big reload. He can take out the heat and just guarantee the pen. So very, very good game there from our guy. 2,300 blocked damage, and he ends on 8,200 damage. And ultimately, I think this was a win because of that push on the Kromwagen. As he see the E5 pushing, he pushed at the exact same time. Now that is absolutely perfect playstyle, to not push on your own, wait for your team, and as soon as they start pushing, you push. And I think that actually made him win this game. So well done, guys. Thank you for sending me those replays in. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I'm Meadsy, and I'll catch you soon. Bye bye.